Pressing the big boys.
He's with the big boys, drinks like a big man.
Does he walk through doors like this?
Boom!
But does it with each four of his legs as well?
Yeah. Just goes in sideways.
The chat's on fire about the Centaur, so everyone's enjoying it. Videri. Is that how we say it?
Mm-hmm, yeah,
Videri.
Videri. Right, so you see sitting along the bar with a group of other folk, Videri, who's a person who has a bit of a glow about them. When you see them, there's a bit of a light coming off, and you see it's coming from their hair. Actually, a long, red, flaming, a bit of a braid hanging very far past their shoulders down to their waist. And although this hair is somewhat eye-grabbing in that their face is just a bit stern. No emotion, quite stone-faced, really, for lack of a better term. I mean, although they do have this stone-faced appearance, they are donning quite a nice scale mail armor, quite a nice shield along with them, but you can see that this wild kind of flaming braid that they have down around their back is intentionally contained. This fire it's not let loose, it's not going everywhere, it's just kind of hanging down their back. And then they asked the barkeep that passed them a drink just earlier, just the same as him. Thank you.
The same as the halfling pony.
The same as them.
The mighty Centaur.
Sorry. So here's another glass. This one's a little bit bigger. Slides it down the table, down the bar to you. And that will be 4 copper pieces. Or if you like, I can put you on his tab.
Oh, absolutely.
Very well.
I can afford it. I am very well off. My purse is quite heavy.
What brings you two into town?
I'm just traveling. I've got places to be, faces to see. Making a name for myself, or increasing my already well-known renown.
Indeed. He looks over. What was the name again?
You can call me Ares.
Ares. Oh, I'll make note of it. Yes, I'm sure I've heard that name in passing before.
Excellent.
And you, what brings you into town? Don't see too many of your type here.
I've left my post. I'm just in a bit of a search. Something's gone off. I've got to come off. I've left where I'm normally staying, and things just aren't right. I've donned my armor. I've grabbed my shield, and I'm looking for the reason.
What's going wrong? This is a good place. There's an adventurers guild here. There's the monks have an outpost. The empire's here.
The drinking hasn't gone wrong. All of that is fine and dandy, but something in the stars. Some have become brighter, some weaker. Some new stars have formed. I'm very familiar. I've looked through the books. I've looked for records of these changes. I've not seen them before, and something that's not right.
The stars, you say? Well, in the market. If anyone could answer questions about the stars, and it's that crazy old seer that sells her trinkets and shenanigans in the market.
We don't have time for shenanigans.
She's an interesting one. She comes up with all sorts of deals for money, right? In exchange for goods rather than gold pieces. So if you're willing to do something for her, I'm sure she'll be able to help you. She's been around a very long time. Seems to have a finger on the heartbeat of this place.
I don't know if you've have heard their flaming one, but I'm actually quite famous and quite powerful. So if you need some assistance in all these stars, or talking to this old Sheila in the market town, I know my way around.
Sure.
I love this confidence. You and me, Ares, and what was your name again? Sorry.
Videri.
Ares and Videri. Doesn't have a ring to it. Let's just call it Ares for now, and we'll work on it.
Simply clink my drink and take a sip with
Clink.
one hand.
It's canon.
Just reminds me of that the dog meme at the moment. Let me do it for you.
I'm done. I'm out. Broke it already. I just blue screen.
It's only 20 minutes, mate.
You'll get your second win, don't worry.
We leave our two adventurers there. Faustus. Or Faustus. Your pilgrimage brings you back once again into the city of Delling, a place you know well, and a place where many know you. Rumours of the strange blight in the north have reached even here. If there is anyone in town that knows anything, it'll be that crazy old seer in the marketplace.
Dungeon Master, would I know the seer's name, given
Yes.
my familiarity with the town? And what would the name
Weller.
be? Weller.
She operates Weller's Whimsical Wares, an outdoor bazaar market in the bazaar, well known for her interesting and largely useless trinkets, but also in dealing favours.
Mm-hmm. And am I currently arriving in Darling?
Yes.
Right. Same guard as...
That's right. Same intro. Yes.
What's that? Yep. Yeah, right. Okay, no worries. Well, I will head to see Weller.
All right. Let me get Weller up so we can go to description. So as you approach that central square, you find Weller manning her tent. She's quite small for a human. She is a mysterious and innate figure who operates that store Weller's Whimsical Wares. It's a small magic shop tucked away in the centre of the bazaar itself. It takes a little bit of twisting and turning to get there through the crowds. You see a middle-aged woman with striking silver hair and piercing emerald eyes. They seem to hold some ancient secrets. The woman has seen a lot. She wears a patchwork robe of vibrant colours, and she wears a crooked smile as you approach. Ah, welcome to Weller's.
Oh, enough of that, Wellers. It's lovely to see you again. Well met.
Ah, it is indeed lovely to see me again. It's always lovely to see me. What can I do for you this time?
Weller, darling, I've heard strange rumours since arriving back in Darling. Something's happening in the north. I believe it was the north. Rumours of a spreading blight. Can you tell me more? I trust your words more than the idle gossip I hear in passing.
I can tell you more. What do you have to offer in exchange for this information?
Oh, well, you know my company's always good.
It is. And there's a touch of destiny about you. Perhaps a drop of blood in exchange for information.
I don't know how many times we have to do this, Weller, but I think
for
not.
trying.
However, I would be happy to, offer you the services that you know I can provide well. If you have anything that needs mending, or if there's anyone you'd like me to see in town to, check in on them and their health, I'd surely like to.
Very well.
Those in need of a prayer,
A favour
blessing.
is. Oh, there are many in need of prayer.
Oh, ain't that the truth?
Yes. Always in need of prayer. Not me though. I'm all right.
You're fine, darling. You're fine.
The blight, you say? The blight in the north. Well, not more information about the blight. Don't know much about it myself, but I know someone who does.
Tell me more.
That old gnome bastard up in Ishvanor, Arctic. Owes me a favour or two, that one.
It's quite a travel. I
It
thought
is.
I thought perhaps to maybe head to the capital and seek out some knowledge for my order. But I suppose, Ishvanor, you say?
Yes, indeed.
And what's wrong with this gnome?
What's wrong with him?
Yes,
He owes
you
me.
called him a
What's wrong
bastard.
with him?
Owes you
Yes.
blood.
Many a favour.
Oh,
Oh,
favours.
I've got his blood.
Oh.
Wait a minute. Yeah, rummaging. That's under the little counter and you can hear little vials clinking. Yes.
Well, that's enough to set anybody on edge.
Oh, he's powerful.
You can do
He's
some
more
funny
powerful than
things
I
with
am.
blood. Do you
I
find
can do
yourself
that.
doing funny things with blood?
All the time. What do you think I collect it for?
What is this goblin's name?
I trade it sometimes.
What is
No, Arctic. Arctic Kelmina.
Ah. So it wasn't a play on words. It's not just cold in Ishvanor this time of year, because I was going to say, I thought
Oh, he's cold. You'll find him wearing his pompous little wizard's hat. It's an interesting one.
Well, I should like
Remind
to
him, tell him that if he gives you the information you're after, that one of his debts to me is paid. Just one.
be... Oh, now, Wellers, that's very kind.
Just one.
But I must tell you again, the answer is no to my blood.
I can use it to protect you and help you.
I
I
think,
can give it to the Fate Twister.
I believe
She'll weave something out of it for us.
the blessing of Eldith is all I need. You know this.
I don't know.
And her blessings upon you.
Strange times.
What more can you tell me of the comings and goings here of Darling? The Imperium
there's
pushing?
A lot. There's a bit of activity in the west. It's the underbelly here that's the problem. That dragonborn governor's on the push. He's trying to get rid of those criminals.
Here, Darling.
Yes. Those gangs are out of control. Lost control of the north, the south, and the western sectors he has.
Well, remind me, is he loyal to the Imperium?
Oh, indeed.
Yes. I mean, if you're the dominant power, I guess if you're out of favour, you must be a criminal. But I think, as we know, things are not always what they seem. Isn't that right, Wallace? And I wink at her.
Oh, I'm exactly what I look like.
Is anyone else invested in this relationship?
Suspicious.
Can you just spend the campaign with Weller? Tag her along.
And then what happens to Weller?
You can play her.
It's
Pay
the
her
romance
like
story
us.
we never knew we wanted.
There's something going on.
Yeah.
Now, Dungeon Master, Weller's shop, is there things that I can peruse idly in the meantime?
There are small pieces of jewellery, some rings, necklaces that look like they're heirlooms that have been traded in. There is one sort of looks to be some sort of claw of some kind with a bit of dried hair. It's mummified, and one of the fingers is sitting up like this. Or the two fingers, the thumb and the index finger up like this. Other than that, there's a few sort of shriveled and dried heads. But most of it looks to be largely junk and bits of glass and shiny things on display.
Right. I might. Well, do you mind if I just, spend some time here in your shop? I need to think about these matters, and perhaps while I'm here, you might even remember a few more details about what you might have heard in rumour.
The memory's needs a bit of blood.
Well,
the
just,
heart doesn't beat as well as it used to. I think it's fresh as a flower.
Or does it beat at all?
I'll pull out my water skin and take a look around the shop.
Very well. Does she point to a sign that says no food and drinks?
Unless blood given.
Just written on there in blood.
In blood.
Lilliput. After arriving after several days' travel from the west and your home in the Silver Vale, you finally come into sight of the famed Crossroads, home to the largest branch of the Adventurers Guild outside of the Imperial City itself, or so you've heard. In the city you're likely to find a band of adventurers to prove yourself, hopefully. But as you approach, you notice that the Imperium Legionnaires eye you warily. It's nothing you're not used to in this part of the Empire, and nothing a few coins probably won't fix. What do they see as Lilliput approaches?
Well, as Lilliput approaches, they see a dark elf with short white hair, a small, some would say pompous ponytail tied in a ribbon, a beautifully colourful coat which goes down to his knees, a cravat, white shirt, which would all be fairly impressive except for the fact he's kind of dusty and dirty from the road. He is, however, eating what appears to be some street meat that he's picked up somewhere along the way. And he strides straight up to the Imperial soldiers, was it? Or guards?
Yes. They're a city watch protecting the gates and questioning anyone who comes in or out of the gates about their comings and goings and writing their little ledgers.
Looking them dead in the eyes, he strides up and says, "Look alive, recruits! Stand up straight! You're in the presence of an officer."
He looks up and startled for a second. What are you talking about? There's no officers around here.
Mind your tongue, lest I have somebody do something about it. Now, if you do not want to be scrubbing out latrines for the next moon day, or whatever you call it in these back alley accommodations, I suggest you let me into the city, post haste.
Make an intimidation check.
Oh.
With advantage, because they are incredibly confused as to why they are being ordered around
By a dark elf.
by a dark elf.
Particularly a flamboyant one.
So that would be intimidation, you said? 22?
Oh, he looks around, looks at his mate who shrugs. Oh,
Don't look at him! Look at me!
Let him in. Alright, in you go. Yep, okay.
Now, come with me. You wait at your post.
I can't leave my post.
I didn't say you should leave your post, clearly. You're not doing anything anyway. Come with me.
Alright, yeah, okay, alright.
Now,
Yeah,
I'm
he
new
goes
to this backwater. I'd like some directions to the nearest accommodation. I have been sullied from the road, and I will need proper refreshment, one would say, before I commence my duties in this town. You are aware why I'm here, aren't you?
I just manned the gate.
Clearly.
He's clearly very confused.
I have my work cut out for me
I
here.
ask questions and I write down the answers.
Listen, who is your commanding officer?
That would be the governor.
The governor.
Yeah. Governor
Just-
Emberheart.
Governor Amberheart. My word. Okay, and what is your badge number?
I haven't got a badge.
You haven't got a badge.
No.
What authority do you have
We don't
here?
have badges.
Okay, so let me make this simple for you. What do you have that you can show the common people that you are in some position of authority?
He points to the insignia on his shield.
Great.
Yep, and
And your name. Let's start with that.
Aldrich.
Okay,
Yeah.
Aldrich.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Aldrich, I'd like you to meet me at the... Did you say... What did you say the accommodation's name was?
You want accommodation? He looks you up and down. Probably the Gilded Mare.
The Gilded Mare.
That's a pretty good place.
Okay, so... Aldrich, was it?
Yeah.
Okay, Aldrich. I'm going to level with you because you seem like somebody who's in the know.
Yep. That's me.
Between you and me...
everything that goes on in this city.
Wonderful. Aldrich, you are going to be my right-hand man while I'm here.
Okay.
I am running a certain operation in here, in this town, and we are going to whip it into shape. There's a criminal element in here, and I am going to sniff it out.
Oh, you should talk to the governor.
I am going to talk to the governor,
Yeah.
obviously,
Yeah.
Aldrich, but I can't just walk in there, otherwise I'll blow my cover. So what I need for you is to tell me where some of the more unscrupulous elements might be hanging about.
Oh, alright. Well, you've got a couple of gangs in town. There's a couple, well, they each have a sector of the city, really.
A sector,
Yeah. But they don't go in the markets. They don't go in the markets alone, I should say.
Oh, why is this?
Or because they kill each other.
No man's land, I understand it well.
Oh, that's a good name for it.
Stay with me, Aldrich.
Let's call
Come
them
on,
names. We've got the Daggerfall Cartel. They're over in the southern sector of town.
Okay.
Yeah. Then you've got the Silent Hand. They're up north. The east.
Wait,
We control the east. And-
east. Oh, we have the east. How wonderful.
Yeah, but east. And west is the Gold Thorns.
Wait,
They have you can tell them they've got a little gold tattoo around their wrists that's a thorn.
Aldrich,
It's not very original.
I thought you said there was 2 gangs.
I don't know, there are 4 gangs.
4 gangs.
3 gangs, actually.
3. Are we a gang, Aldrich?
No, we're the Imperium, we're the army.
He gets confused sometimes.
well, there's 3 gangs and there's us.
Aldrich, what was the last one again?
4? Do you reckon that's 4? What?
Aldrich, the last
The
one.
last one. What did I say? Did I say the silent hand?
You did, yes.
The gold thorn circle. They got a gold
circle.
thorn tattoo.
Okay.
They're pretty obvious too.
Aldrich,
Can't miss
how much gold do you have on you currently?
I'm on my post. I've got what? Why do you need my gold?
Aldrich, you know how to requisition funds, clearly.
Yes.
Right, so
I
I am a superior
officer.
officer. I need to have accommodations at this Golden Mare,
I
was
can't
it?
afford that place.
I don't need you to afford that. I just
Oh.
need some food. You can recompense this from the petty cash, clearly.
Alright.
Okay, so hand me your gold,
Okay.
and
Hands over his purse.
great. So, where else would ne'er-do-wells hang out in these places? Is there either some sort of accommodation or tap room? One might find some information.
We don't know. That's why they're still here. We're trying to find them.
You don't know if there's any other inns or tap rooms in the...
Oh, there's inns, yeah.
Yeah,
There's
alright.
one on every corner of the crossroads.
Oh.
That's the good one, though.
Okay, great. So clearly I'm going to be staying at the pony place, but where else might one stay?
There's the Crippled Griffin,
Crippled Griffin? I need 2 other ones.
Fox's Tail,
Fox's Tail.
and the Horn and the Hounds. Don't go in there unless you like fleas.
Okay, alright.
There's a lot of
Well,
animals in that one.
no, but that seems like the first place I might try to scurry out some information. So, hand me your gold, Aldrich. I shall see you at the Prancing Pony, and then we shall make haste
Okay.
to the flea one, the last one you mentioned.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah.
And I grab him by the arm and say, Aldrich, look at me. This is your moment to shine. Your hero's moment.
He looks. Make a persuasion check.
Okay. Now, can I do this with advantage?
You can. He's incredibly confused.
Poor Aldrich. It's going along for a ride.
Persuasion is 18.
Alright. I got it. You see his eyes light up. He stands a bit taller.
Aldrich,
Filled with confidence.
I don't use the word hero lightly. But you are a hero. Now, off you are.
I am a hero.
Meet me at the pony as quick as you can, and we'll make our plan to bring glory to this town.
Alright.
And I immediately go to the Crippled Griffin.
You're gonna get this guy
He
killed.
runs off and goes, alright, to the pony! Wait, what's the pony? So you make your way into the Crippled Griffin, where you find a pony centaur, halfling pony centaur, and I'm going to say the wrong one. I'm going to say Sunrise, but it is a fire genasi at the bar. Because that's the mini.
Because the mini.
I confused myself. Along with a fairly large crowd of dwarves drinking in a corner, celebrating a hard morning's work and refusing to go back for their afternoon shift because they're a little bit drunk, as well as a number of humans just sitting around having lunch.
I plonk Aldrich's gold on the bar and I say, Barkeep, I round for everybody on the Imperial dogs. Huzzah!
Everyone's ears perk up this, and they all clamber over for a drink. There's about 15 gold pieces in there, which is more than enough to get quite a few drinks.
Make them small cups.
Make a small cup. Alright. Well, you know, once it gets out, the little half things.
Yeah.
A few shots.
Nothing but for the big cups for me.
I'm a big boy.
I'm a big man.
Alright.
Aldrich. That's what he gets for being racist.
Aldrich.
Aldrich?
Aldrich was racist.
Aldrich. What did I call Aldrich?
Aldrich.
Yeah.
I love that. Lilliput's already forgotten him.
What was his name?
The guy. Yeah.
Lilith. Filled with nervous energy from your first assignment from Damien himself. You come upon the familiar surroundings of the market square. Where are the eyes and ears of that blasted dragonborn, Emberheart? Always on your tail, that one. You thread your way cautiously towards your destination. How do you proceed?
She is definitely just keeping to, I guess, out of sight. When there's clusters of like people, she'll move with them, kind of like Assassin's Creed, just like going with the crowd and stuff like that, and then just sort of dart behind buildings, sort of stop, look at a couple of things, pocket something, and then keep moving through the markets.
Alright, so make a perception check for me as you're looking around.
Which one? This one. This one hasn't been rolled yet. It's never going to be rolled.
Straight to the dice jail.
2, 3.
You don't notice anything at all as you approach. You can see Weller's little tent just ahead.
I will make my way into it.
Moving in, you notice that she has company as someone is gazing around, having a look at some of her wares. And she looks up. Ah, it's you. You're back.
Yes, I'm back again.
Yes, I have what you're after. Just give me a moment while I try and find it.
I kind of like move over close and I'm just like, what you looking at?
All that traveller.
I'm not a traveller, but thank you.
We're all travellers in this world.
Sure. What are you looking at? What's this? I like this.
Yeah, Weller stocks some fine artifacts.
Yes, I do.
Very useful.
Do you want one?
And-
Just one vial of blood.
And just between...
Have you given her your blood yet?
you and, I was going to say, watch the blood.
Oh no, it's fine. It's completely harmless.
Watch
I actually haven't given any of my own.
Oh.
I give other people's.
I see.
Yes, my best supplier.
So, as Lilith enters, what would I see?
She's very tall, clocking in at about 6'2", but very skinny lithe, but with this very tightly fitted, sort of red dyed with blacks, studded leather armor, sort of like a skirt cloak that sort of comes up and forms in with the rest of her bodice or whatever it is. She has basically this enormous like hedge wizard hat that's got to be at least sort of like 1.5 meters wide. It kind of like comes over like this.
I step out of the way to make room.
Yeah, it almost hits you in the face as she comes along. Otherwise, she's got the red sort of like eyeshadow that's like looks like it's dripping, but it does seem like she's kind of grabbed it and like just dragged it down her face on both sides. Very bright red lipstick. She is menacing in her eyes, like just this intense stare of gold and sort of red flecks. Elven, by the looks of it, quite long sort of ears that go out on both sides, black hair, and just covered with trinkets. Like, she's got a choker necklace, and it's just like necklaces around necklaces with different pieces on them, like coins, little statuettes, wooden carvings, what looks to be a lock of hair. Somebody's braided hair just cut off and like tied in amongst the rest of the crap that's on her head. And then her hat is the same. And she has what looks to be a long blade of some description at her hilt and a large book sort of strapped around on the other side.
So Lilith would look up into the gentle eyes of a 6'4", elegant-looking elf with warm, sort of gentle eyes. Uncommon for an elf, he's got a short, well-kept beard. Faustus' hair is white and sort of pulled back, or swept back, I should say. His beard similarly is sort of a mix of white and what looks to be, like a faded blonde. He looks very relaxed and comfortable. Well kitted out for the road. It's pretty clear that he's just arrived in town. He's got a well-worn leather traveling cloak, and underneath that, you see some small artifacts and things that immediately speak to, or I believe that you might know that he is some kind of religious priest, some of that order. If you're religious, you might even recognize the iconography of Eldith. He's not trying to hide that fact, but unlike a normal priest, he sort of doesn't wear vestments or robes. He instead sort of takes more of the imperial fashion, so more like a long coat, sort of navy blue with some gold trim and things like that, but not flamboyant in any way. Really nice leather traveling boots. And what else can I tell you about what you'd be looking at with Faustus? His shirt and collar sort of comes up quite high. He's got a white traveling shirt underneath his coat. And he just seems to peer into you and through you like he knows things.
What's that? And I point at the insignia.
This.
Yeah, this thing. No, tap it.
I take it off and hand it to you. It's a visage of Elith.
Who?
The goddess of water. Come now.
No, who is it?
It's the goddess Eldith.
Oh, goddess, right.
Mm.
Water, you say?
I do say, yes.
Cool.
Why, thank you. And who do you worship?
There's me, myself, and I.
And you are. And I held up my hand.
Lilith. And I sort of cut this.
Faustus Delafay. Pleased to meet you.
It is pleased to meet me as well. Thank you.
Well, I'll take my leave now. Thank you for having me in your lovely shop. I'll see you again on my travels, darling.
As you turn to leave, you do notice that there are a handful of people who have followed in our friend Lilith.
See them and I'm just like...
right in front of the camera. I'm just going to pop off to the side here. So.
While you're setting it up, Luke, I really love the idea of I just playing with a loose bag of blood.
Just a good bag.
Yeah.
There are 5 people. 3 have... There goes Lilith's tent. Surrounded Lilith and Faustus. So I might get your minis on there as well.
I am being played by Jamie Foxx.
Very nice.
We've got a couple of stand-in minis for today. I have the Jester.
Please, sponsors, just send us more minis.
Sticking my
This bit of
armpit
quarter
into
the size.
the
Minis.
camera right now. Let's try our scene change and see how we go.
Yeah.
Beautiful, there we go.
Oh, you might in the middle here.
I feel like I should be throwing coins at you.
Yeah.
Entertain me, Lilith. Not like that.
That okay?
Snake, anybody?
No, but I might have a cookie.
I'll go first.
My pleasure. When are you going to crack open this big box of dice?
Alright, so you turn around and you notice that is awesome, that's huge. They are eyes fixed on Lilith at this point in time. And you notice that they do have a tattoo on them that 4 of them have it across their left side of their face, and one has a second over on the right side of his eye as well. And it is a large dagger that goes from just above their eyebrow, down to just above their cheekbones on either side. Lilith recognizes them as the Daggerfall Cartel, one of the nemesis of the Silent Hand.
Do I recognize anybody in particular then?
Not in particular. The way they're adorned and what they're wearing and the quality of their weapons, they look like they're just the common street thugs. But they look like they mean business. And they
The Daggerfall just getting children off the streets these days and giving them tattoos, I see.
Where is it? Where's the box?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Where's that box?
There's one right here, and I pointed a box on the table.
One of them will wander over that box. He wanders
Oh,
over.
there's another one over there!
Box.
And I pointed another box up on a shelf.
Which box is it? Where's that? Where's the old one? Where's the old bag?
The old bag's
Where are you
out.
going, an old bag? That old bag. And you see Willa appear from behind the counter. she's got a box in her hand that she says, if you want it, come and get it.
I'll look at them and I kind of just go, what the fuck is that? And then I
Alright. Make a persuasion. What are we going to say? A deception check.
Deception? I'm super good at that. 12.
Alright. They look behind them, knowing that usually gang members don't travel alone. They turn to see where your backup is, and you make a grab for the box.
Yep.
Wella hands it over. I'll get you to roll initiative.
So as I grab it, I'll just go, thank you, darling. And, yep, let's go. Is that you too, or did you leave? This boss is out.
I wasn't quite sure whether I had already left.
So you didn't get out the door, they were blocking the doorway as you turned around. Alright, let's add these up. I will just run them as a group actually, so that's a little less confusing.
Meanwhile, we're getting drunk off Aldrich's money.
Shots!
So they
Have you played the knife game before?
roll for well up.
I've played Nike Spoony before.
just your hoof up on the table. It's going.
Yeah.
So Thorsten, you can roll as well to see when you get to act on your turn. Whether or not you enter combat, that is entirely up to you.
Yeah, that is 3.
3.
So I get to watch what's happening before deciding.
Yes. And Lilith.
13.
13. Wella is first. And she will quickly duck out the back of the tent. Alright, I'll be back when there's blood around.
I'll make sure to get plenty for you.
She's going to get her sponges.
And you can see that she's got a little quick escape route sewn into the back of the tent. She just slips to the side and off she goes.
I yell after, that's grim, Weller. This is why you have that reputation.
Oh, that's a whole other story. So that is Wella's turn, which brings us to Lilith.
Cool. They've got me completely surrounded.
Yes, there's no way out of the tent without going through them, unless you were to follow Wella.
Alright, I'm gonna get jiggy with it. So Lilith is going to pull from her belt. Where the hell is my thing? There it is. Grabbing out this very ornate, the hilt of the rapier is an incredible sort of crossguard that sort of wraps around her hand, almost as if she's kind of just putting it inside of this sort of cover. Brings it out and sort of brings it up to her face, and she's just like, let's see how good you are. And she starts to say this very strange, it's in Elvish. Do you understand Elvish?
I do.
You do. She speaks in a sort of hushed tone. Black miasma energy starting to just lick around her form, as if she's got this shadow veil that's wrapping her like a cloth. In the shadows dance, I find my way, twirling and spinning night and day. My blade sings out with deadly grace as I move through the shadows' embrace. And I'll activate Blade Song and take a swing at one of the closest guys.
Alright, so go ahead and roll for it.
Hi-ya!
We'll say the gentleman off on the left there.
That is a natural 1. I miss.
Natural 1. The slice goes high as he ducks below the attack, having seen it coming. And he will retaliate first, as it's now the thug's turn. So he will respond by slashing out with his own longsword. He also rolls a natural 1. As you guys start stabbing randomly at the air around one another in an intricate dance of heap-aways. It's quality. Then we will have... Actually, I'll just put it on so I can see the cameras, and that way I can just do it that way. The person with the yellow cloak will pull out her short bow, her light crossbow, and take a shot at departing Weller. That is a 10 hit, so that is going to miss Weller. Then we have. I should be able to see them now.
I mean, along with Willow
The
Breeze,
other crossbow
I think,
user will take a shot at Lilith as he cranks back or winds back the crank. It's another 10 to hit. As the bolt goes flying over your left shoulder and through the back of the tent and out into the beyond.
It was your dark speech. It's unnerved.
Might get rid of that. Might get rid of that dice as well.
No, you can keep rolling that one.
So-
Yeah. Just stay with that one. Just stay with that one.
The green cloak will also come and flank there, and then all of these guys will come towards the earth as well.
you guys want some fuel?
So green cloak will attack first, and he has an 8, so he managed to parry aside his strike with a clash, a ringing of blades, pushing it wide. And then we have the other green one. That's a 19 to hit.
19.
As you feel.
A miss on shield.
And your shield, alright, so it's going straight towards your kidneys as you're focused on parrying the other attack. And just as it's about to pierce into your flesh, arcane energy flashes and slaps the point of this sword aside.
It's like a shadow field that sort of like just comes out of nowhere, kind of coalescing from the shadow wreath of energy that's around her. She kind of does a pirouette as well as she blocks it.
And that is all of their turns. Back to Weller, who is still running. Lilith, back to you. Faustus.
Well, yeah. What are you doing?
Faustus, what's Faustus going to do in this situation?
Seeing as I'm like surrounded, I sort of look at him and I'm just like, little hand for a second, please.
You seem to have this all in hand, Lilith.
They're annoying. I'd rather get this done quickly.
I continue to watch, but I cast Detect Thoughts on Lilith.
Alright, so are we going for...
So
Are you going to go deep or are you going
deep, or are we going
to
for
surface?
I think, don't I have to get surface first and then on subsequent?
Then you can go.
I'll go surface. I'm not trying to be super confrontational.
Just mildly violated.
Well, her surface thoughts, however. That fucking prick sitting over there, think he's so good. La la la. I'm not going to help out. I'm too good. Look at her. She's got this under control.
I thought it was just going to be.
You're just like, yep, nope.
Let's go deeper now.
Two quick things. Did you fail your save? And is that legitimately
That's
surface level
that's
thoughts?
surface level thoughts, and no, I haven't done the save yet. So let's have a look.
Who gave you this for free?
Oh,
you passed.
that's probably passed. Yeah. So you can only get surface.
Yeah, cool.
The rest of you got from context.
From body language.
How you said that?
I just watch.
So watching, alright. Yes, back to Lilith, as well has left the battlefield.
Okay. In that case, we're going to get. We're going to go a little bit further beyond. I'm going to use a second little spell slot, and you watch as she sort of like the rapier sort of quickly is sort of like just put in the ground, and she kind of slaps her hands together, and you just goes, "Fine, I'll do it myself." And as she parts, you watch as a blade of shadow starts to apparate into being, and she pulls out a shadow blade and goes for a second strike.
Here we go. Big Mortys.
Yep. That might be not that great. That's only an 11.
Unfortunately, as that blade apparates, drawing his attention, he manages to just sort of shift his hips to the side. You strike wide as shadow energy just sort of swirls around in the air. And then
It's me.
it is their turn again. So let's roll some Roll guys. Let's see who we've got. So we'll go with the yellow cloak, who is going to take that crossbow shot again. This is going to be a disadvantage. Although
Still at Willa?
we've got flanking. No, she's going to shift her attention to Lilith.
Good, because I think Willa's like cemented as a fan favorite already.
That's a 9 to hit, as that bolt goes straight between Lilith's legs. We'll see
If
what
it helps, my AC is 19.
our friend behind can see whether he gets the other way in time. He does. So it just goes and slams into the pavement around and shatters that bolt. We will then have the one behind attack. That is a 23 to hit. Longsword. Hits out, did I? No, it's a longsword. It's a 6.
Shield.
Shield.
20.
Again, at that last minute, as the blade is about to penetrate flesh, the shadow energy apparates and slams it aside and ricochets off, putting his aim off. And now we have
Spell slot's been burnt already.
the next guy around.
So I'll get some of them back.
Will attack. That's a 12 to hit. As you manage to parry that one aside again using your bladesing skills. Green cloak, a 15 to hit. Nice. And the other crossbow bolt user, a 12 to hit. As you just dancing and spinning your way through this hail of attacks, forcing them all, distracting them with the beauty of your poetry and graceful movements, confusing them as everything is off target. It's Foster's turn again.
You know, Lilith, you can level up by what people decide to do with their opportunities.
Well, I clearly don't need your help.
It's very entertaining. You'll be fine. And I continue to wait.
Alright. Back to it again.
Okay, so there is something moves at the top of the water fountain, and you just see the smoke come across Lilith's face, and she just goes, "Well, if you're not going to help, then don't worry, because I'm not actually alone. Edelyn!" And you watch this shadow owl blows up from the flies up from the what's it called, the water fountain, and sort of comes diving down. So on my turn, I'm going to hold an attack to attack the one when Edelyn gets into range.
Yep.
After my turn, and for my bonus action, do I want to do anything else? No.
It is about this point that people in the tavern do hear that there is a commotion outside, as people are rushing outside to have a look and see what's going on.
Which corner is the crippled
So-
griffin? Our corner?
Like over here.
That side.
This
Where
side.
the rock is. So,
Look
yep.
at that, there's no rock there.
So they'll be on that corner. People start piling out. Everyone's very excited. You can hear coin changing hands as people come inside of the little fracas in the market. It doesn't seem to be an overly uncommon thing, and you can see bets being taken by various people.
Hi, where's everybody going? Lollyput kind of stumbles out with like a tank and his like shirt untucked.
They're at each other again. The criminals. Don't know which ones they are, but it's always entertaining. When the Imperium show up, they'll kill them all. Bloodbath.
Oh,
My money's on those ones. The 5.
I don't like you at all. I'm gonna go stand like 2 feet away from him to somebody else.
I want to be talking to one of like the bookies handing out money. And I'm going to be like,
Alright. Yeah. What do you got?
alright, what's the spread for tiny little Centaur rushing in, taking every single one out?
Alright. What are you going to lay down? What's your...
I'm going to charge in.
What do you put in? What's your bet?
I'll put in, you know what, I'm confident in my abilities. I'm going all in. All of my 10 gold.
10 gold, yeah, 10 right, 10 right, alright. You come over here, you get 10 gold for every single one you kill. You come out alive, you can have your 10 gold back, whether you kill anyone or not.
Oh, I like that. I like that odds.
Yeah, that's good. Alright, here we go, let's go. I'll write it down.
Right,
you can roll initiative.
It's the best dice.
How
in the
fast
world.
is a pony centaur?
I have 50 feet.
He's
of
very
movement.
That's right, you have it.
I have to go in a
So-
blade swung just to keep up with him.
My little feet are going to,
You just see these little things go.
but I have a 10 on initiative.
A 10, right, so. Aries has a 10. Which technically would be your turn now.
I've still got Eagle, if that makes sense.
Videri like to do.
I've definitely heard the commotion from outside and kind of sauntered into the middle of the grounds, knowing this is kind of a common occurrence that is seen quite often, but what's not as common is the short little thing rustling through the crowds trying to get to the center of the action, and that's quite piqued my interest just kind of watching what's going to happen there.
I'll give you 50 gold, he's dead.
I just kind of look the shifty character up and down, like take a step to the side.
Look at the size of him. What are they? What are they on Centaur? Are they hooves? Are they legs? I don't know.
Oh, he's got the terrible way.
As you take a step to the side, you actually step closer to Lolliput, and he kind of looks at that same weird dude. He's like, I don't like that guy at all. It's a vulgar character.
No.
Shall we go get a closer look?
Yes.
Alright, you guys can go ahead and roll initiative as well. We'll be back at the top, so it was Will's turn.
Chuck my character in that.
Well, do you want me to just do Eagle at the end of my turn?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Is this the end? Sorry.
Yes.
So it's gonna fly down, probably
Fine, crap.
like that dude, so I'll then activate. I'm
We're
going
kind of behind
to
just
attack.
watching it.
Should be noted, I'm the biggest mini there.
Well, I don't, so I'll use the owls.
That's your heart.
Yeah,
so
that's
I'll
your biggest
break
heart. Once I can push through the crowd.
Sorry, Andy, what
That's
are you doing?
correct. That's going to be a 22 to hit
That
this time.
does hit.
Get wrecked, mate. That's delicious. It is going to be math. 20 points of necrotic damage.
Describe how you run him through with using your shadow blade.
Sorry, psychic damage.
Oh,
No, he's really good at that, actually.
Well, in that case.
So I mean, it's still got some sort of tangibleness to it. So you watch as the owl sort of comes down, and at the last second, everybody notices that the owl's basically like the body of a monkey with an owl face, and it sort of comes up and it sort of just slaps him in the face. And as he goes, "What the?" Lil just like sticks it straight into his like eye socket, and you watch as shadow energy like reefs. Sort of the blade becomes transparent as she pulls a hilt with no blade back, which reforms the blade. But then the blade that was shoved into him becomes just necrotic energy, seeps into every orifice on his face, and he sort of just clutches his head as blood starts running down and he falls to the ground screaming.
that's his filly, isn't it? Actually, I was getting off.
And it's the rest of the movement. The owl is going to fly out
Fly out.
back to there, and it's got flyby, so no attacks of opportunity.
Okay, so
So
how
it's
do we
half
go
monkey.
with Lollipus?
Alright,
Initiative on Lollipus.
Oh, sorry, that was 13.
13 and Videri.
I got a 12.
12.
nice, you guys.
So that means it's Lollipop's turn now. I've said that different every single time I mention
So I have. How much movement do I have? 30, I think. I'm just gonna. There we go, 30 foot. So I'm gonna stagger towards the fight with my tankets to one hand at a kind of casual pace.
At a casual pace. All right, go ahead and take the movement. Do we want to move him forward just a little bit? Full movement.
Full movement.
We'll get our set up so that I can actually take in a second.
So boys, I'm gonna get intimate now.
Where are you going?
I'm gonna go directly towards like the fountain.
6. So that.
Come closer. Come on.
Like ghost. And I'm gonna shout out in kind of like my most authoritarian yet drunk voice. Hi, it's the Imperium Watch. Stop your fighting or you go to jail prison.
Lilith is just like pulling back. She's like, what?
Can I make a deception check with disadvantage?
Can it be a performance check?
Yes, sure. Yeah, because we're a drunk. Yeah.
Right. Now, because I have advantage on that,
Okay.
it's just neutral.
There we go.
Yeah.
If you're in something along those lines was going. Yes, we've got
It's not great. It is an 11.
Level 3.
One of the thugs looks over their shoulder and just shrugs and
No, you
focus their attention.
stop it. My head. So that was a free action, I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's fine.
Great.
Did you just say it on the way over?
No, you don't turn your back. I cast Chaos Bolt directly at
Don't tell you back on me.
Go ahead. That's which one?
the one who turned his back on me.
Yeah, that gold. Yeah, let's do the gold.
That is a 20 to hit. Dirty 20.
Definitely hits.
So, forgive me here, I'm just going to try and navigate this spell. So, it's 2d8 for Chaos Bolt, and then it can jump to another person. Alright, so that is a 4. And I picked the damage type as well.
One of the dice is the damage, determines the damage type,
Yeah.
and then you add both of them together. Yeah.
And so I've got a 1 or a 3 here, which is either acid or fire. I like acid. Acid feels right there now, particularly because I've had a lot to drink.
So you raise your hand and a bolt
made
of
complete
acid
strangers.
shoots out and slams into the back left shoulder and just begins eating away at her armor. And she lets out a yelp of pain.
Oh, she might yell louder because I'm going to empower that spell with a sorcery point.
Yep.
And potentially try and get another 3. Another 3! So it's going to jump to, I get to cast it again as that spell darts to another person. So it's 6 points of acid damage.
6. Yeah.
And then a 21 to hit.
Yep, that'll hit.
Who's looking either jerky or near dead?
None of the others have been.
I haven't hit any of them.
You just
Alright.
see this giant woman just spinning around and flurrying a shadow blade, but not actually hitting anything.
The bolt's going to cast to the person who is in Lilith's blind spot. Not to say she's incapable of taking that person with her stabby death wand,
Yep.
but that's the person it's going to go for. And that is a 12 points. Does it keep the same element through, or do I choose again?
No, that's a good point. I don't know. We'll just say it.
For ease of spell, let's just say 12 points of acid damage.
I do not know the answer to that question.
I think it does. I think it does, but it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
It's jumping.
it's fine, DM, it's fine.
Jumping, not being cast again, isn't it? So it'd be the same damage.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
that sounds.
That is enough to take out the one behind Lilith. As acid just melts straight through his leather armor.
I totally like
goes
that.
to the ground, writhing in agony as smoke just rises from his burning flesh.
That was absolutely diabolical. Are you okay?
There's a bit too much out.
You just killed that man.
But,
I'm sure he probably had a wife, maybe kids.
So as I see this whole scene kind of play out before me, I see the somewhat confident, astute man nearly killed 2 people in what seemed to have been a Berber hiccup. I kind of push my way towards the crowd, following the smoke, and just my eye just follows the man who's nearly just melting within his skin. So I'll move forward. I've got about 30 feet, I believe. Just
forward for
as
us.
far as I can
Thank
go.
you.
Yeah. just really interested in how everyone seems to want to be very involved in this ruckus that has nothing to do with us, but the alcohol is a bit of a...
Yeah, it's an inhibitor, non-inhibitor. The other one makes us do stuff.
It's a do stuff potion.
It's a do stuff potion.
I've got some of those, Sammy.
Wella's like, I've got some do stuff potions. That's just blood, Wella.
And I'm just going to hold my action till I can
I've got a
see.
potion that'll make them do what you want. I just need some blood. Hold your action. Alright. What are we holding? Aries, you next.
Just like a spell.
Yeah.
Just pick one. Got some fun ones.
You do have some fun ones, I had a look.
Yeah,
Just not make sure it's not like healing word.
yeah.
Very lucky.
Whatever, 12 casts.
I looked back at our power and none of them had any healing spells.
I would just say burning hands at the
Yeah.
moment.
Burning hands? Or you're holding burning hands?
Glowing, slightly.
It is Aries' turn.
Alright. Straight off the gate. Cunning action to dash. I will go 100 feet. So dashing within 6 seconds across the market fields.
Jesus.
All the people are within 5 feet of Lilith, aren't
I
they?
think so, yeah.
Excellent. Just because I want to...
You're like a cannonball.
I am.
Yeah, there's this blur.
So you can go...
But slow down. Everyone just sees.
This incredibly drummy as he's pushing
I turned to my side. Did you
Cross the-
see that?
dust cloud behind.
I will then, as I was running, I was trying to fumble for my rapier, a little inebriated as well, but Ares is trying not to show that he's intoxicated, he's too strong for that. He's going to pull out his rapier and he's going to try and stab it straight through someone, eyes closed.
Go ahead.
Why are you
Why are you closing your eyes?
Why is he closing his eyes?
I was going to say roll with advantage because of the flanking and fight with your eyes closed.
That's blinded status, which is disadvantage.
So just go ahead and roll.
I'll go flat roll.
Flat roll.
Well, we know sneaks about that.
Oh, that's the second 3 in a row. 8.
You see this pony just appears out of nowhere, dust cloud behind, and this rapier slices forward 2 foot away from its target, just missing through Lilith.
You missed! Oh, Jesus Christ!
I missed? What? Oh, right, I gotta look.
It is the thug's turn.
I just stare at you and I'm like, open your fucking eyes.
So
I've done this before.
Goldcloak is going to turn around and take a shot at. Let's see how smart they are. Figure out who shot acid at them.
It's the one.
Because you arrived first, so they do notice that it's you. Is there anyone on the side? Yeah, there is. So
Is it
she'll.
staying in range of me?
Yes. A 14 to hit with that crossbow bolt.
Wow.
Yes.
Yes, that hits.
That does hit you because you're a sorcerer. Alright, so that will be. That's not what that does. 6 points of piercing damage as a crossbow bolt slams into your upper left thigh, embedding itself deeply.
It's not going to improve my hangover.
Might shock the hangover away. Alright, then we have the next one around, which at this point is now the green cloak. Going to take a swipe at Lilith. It's a 7 to hit. Natural 2. That's a miss. As Lilith once again dances out of the way, slashes into thin air. And then directly in front, a 16 to hit Lilith.
No.
No. Just far too agile and mesmerizing with your moves as you dance around.
It's probably the fact that I continue to say
Poetry.
strange things. Like, with each step darkness engulfs my form, silent as whispers, swift as a storm. I weave through enemies with tactics warm and strike with precision where fate is torn.
We finally come back to Falsters, who's been on the bench for a little while.
Well, I don't know whether I'd quite characterise it like that, DM.
Just call him roommate.
You know. No, he's more of a hobo than. So Faustus is going to. I'd like to do 2 things, DM. I'd like to move over here, and I know this guy was over here before. I'm going to use Twin Spell to cast Spare the Dying on both of them.
Yeah, okay.
And at the same time, as I'm doing that, I'd like to just suggest to the group that's fighting, as my mentor, the late Farnham said, we're all someone's son or daughter. Daggers, I don't see you winning this fight. You know, these adventurers seem to have you matched. I see you live. I see you home to your sons and daughters. I'm going to put down your weapons and leave.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check with advantage, because they've looked around and noticed that they are now outnumbered.
Oh, thank God for that. So that is 17.
Alright, so you say that to them. We'll see how they react on their turn. So that is Faustus. Well, there's nowhere to be seen. Wally and Lilith have the same initiative. So what is your...
+3.
+3. So I assume that our Blade Seeker is likely higher.
You mean higher than a +4?
+4.
Ooh.
Touché!
+4.
And he's just giving us a look like, I will now destroy you.
That is exceptional. It is your turn.
So, as you said, the crossbow to the bolt to the leg has definitely shocked me sober. So who else we got in the fight? Do they look like they're going to retreat?
The Gold Cloak is severely wounded, and you can see that acid is still burning away on their shoulder. And you can see exposed and burnt flesh. The other two are undamaged at this stage, so they have looked around and noticed that they are outnumbered. So they look a little bit hesitant now to continue.
Okay. So I'm probably going to continue with my charade of being an Imperial Guard. You! Wiping like some spittle away from my mouth. You! The one in the gold cloak, you stay there. The rest of you may flee, take your wounded, and escape this place, or shall I have you in the gallows before the day is done?
Alright. We'll see how they respond. You can roll a persuasion.
Not
Or
performance.
just, yeah, you can go performance.
Yay!
That's fine. You would get advantage anyway because they are now starting to notice things. And
17.
17, alright. We'll see how they go.
Seems to be the magic.
Lilith.
Gold Cloak, is that the one that he just talked to?
Yes.
Alright. Edelin's I'm going to hold my action for Edelin to come in, and I'm kind of give the hand gesture that signifies which target I want her to go to. And don't want to do anything else on my turn, so Edelin will fly in, slap the Gold Cloak, and then I'll attack it with advantage.
I love this slap.
Just comes out as good as
Monkey slaps.
It just keeps flying away as she just goes. It's going to be a 19.
That definitely hits.
14 damage.
She's down.
I had bagsies on her!
I didn't see her dead.
So go ahead and describe how you strike her down.
It's kind of the same thing.
Same
Just
thing?
more stab, blade dissipates, seeps into the mind. They sort of mind crumples, explodes, they drop to the ground. Blade reforges. When that's done.
Wait, so is she unconscious or is she...
No, they're dead.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Is exploded. So one of those other
She
ones.
looks pretty dead to me.
One of those other ones will be dead as well because he exploded another brand as well. So you got one stabilized.
Owl will sort of fly up and around.
Alright.
That's me done.
Videri. What's that?
So I kind of see this man get shot in the leg by a crossbow, and it hardly even phased him, really. He kept on moving forward, kept going. So,
It in fact proved my mood.
and claiming
Unsobered.
to be an officer, part of the Imperial, that I don't quite, Vidiri doesn't quite buy, but I do like the idea of quelling the anger and stopping the violence, and I kind of walk up alongside with more of an astute nature as he may be more hunched over.
Oh yeah. He's gonna-
And just kind of looking what seems to be quite a dwindling bandit party, just in generalities, just saying something like, you need to listen to the officer. You need to leave.
All right.
Yep.
And I'm just like, shh.
Yeah.
Seeing as my rapier didn't do the trick, I'm gonna fall
Eyes
back to
open.
Old Faithful.
Eyes open.
Well, I'm gonna turn around.
Whoa.
And then I'm going to do a tiny little pony buck. And I'm gonna hit him. I'm gonna try and hit him with my back legs. I'm gonna go for non-lethal. I'm gonna try and knock him out.
Alright, go ahead. Roll the attack. This is the one in front, isn't it?
16 plus.
That hits. It hits.
Excellent. Alright, so it's a d6 minus 1. 3. Can I apply sneak damage to the hooves? It's not finesse, but it's sneaky.
I mean, a horse's hooves
You know what? I am going to allow that.
Excellent.
Because it's hilarious.
Alright. It's a 3 plus 1, 4. 10 bludgeoning.
Alright, you just see this tiny centaur pony turn around and kick out with the hind legs, striking the thug directly in the center of the head.
I couldn't reach that high.
Oh, no, that's true. Right in the groin. He slams in, doubles over in pain, and is just rolling now, incapacitated on the ground.
Taste my metal, you bandits, for I am the mighty Ares!
The last thug, unless there's anything else Ares would like to do, turns and will try and run.
Question, Dan.
Everyone can have an attack roll.
Is he disengaging?
No, he's just running away.
I'll attack him.
Everyone is down. Everyone, you're in range, you can roll your attack of opportunity.
I'm gonna try and
Warcasters
pick
can roll there.
15?
Yes.
12.
AC. Misses, unfortunately.
Should have whacked with my sword.
12.
So what do we do? Are we rolling? Do we do something for the last?
Oh, if you
No, he's
He's
running away.
he's running.
No, I've got
Oh,
attack
yes.
option.
He, as he turns to
Sorry, I
run,
missed that.
He's at
Lilith's shadow blade just pierces straight through his kidneys. He goes
He's
down.
flying forward.
It would be great though if the only action that Foster's took during that whole fight was when the person was running away, just up and went.
Just walked up with it. Or just tripped him over.
I would have used my reaction to heal him. So
So that will bring us out of combat. We might take a quick break there. Because we'll take about a 5 or 10 minute break. Because it's spot on half time. So awesome
Nice.
timing. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you again in a little while. Where have we run to?
Sort of taking the back alleys a little bit. I'll only go a few blocks further and then wait for the rest of these people to catch up.
I got there before you, sorry.
I'm fully played, we have the same speed.
You slow down and stop and turn around, and the Centaur's
still with
right
you.
there.
You're very fast. I like that.
Well, you know me, with legs like these, I can run with the bulls.
Vidiri,
No, I don't think that's possible. They crush you. They're giants. You're tiny.
Only the mutant, ones that the wizards craft to make them so big. They're not normally that size. It's weird that they're so big, isn't it? These damn wizards are being sneaky and ruining my bull races.
I love that.
Wow.
You're normal.
This-
They're not.
I am very normal.
I tell you, I was mistaken then because I didn't know wizard truckcraft was mutating creatures en masse in the material plane like they are.
I'm afraid it's probably hit you as well. Look how tall you are. It's
Oh no, I was normally like this.
before the wizards got you.
I feel like at this point we catch up mid
Yeah,
conversation.
it's around that.
What? You're talking about height?
Yes.
Well, yes, I'm significantly taller than this chap.
Wait, there's dead. You just.
To be frank, she is freakishly tall.
Because the wizards mutated the people to make them bigger than me.
But my
this
friend,
some
you
sort
also
of-
freakishly small.
Is this some sort of conspiracy theory that they have in the material plane?
No, I don't think it's a conspiracy theory. It's a well-known fact that I'm
She pulls out a small pocketbook
I'm
and starts
quite
writing
tall.
that.
In fact, in my village, I was the tallest. So now that I've left my village, I see that everyone must have done some witchcraft or some wizardry and made everything else a bit too big.
My friend, are you telling me there are centaurs cuter than you?
I was the only centaur there. The rest were just normal folk, like my top half.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. The best note I've ever written for this campaign: wizards mutate everything.
And that's why everything else is so big compared to me.
That seems like a quest line for you.
The wizards are mutating.
It's the only reason. It's the only thing that makes sense. I thought
I
through
tell
it.
you, if I thought that I would be so surprised by walking around this place, this kind of stuff, you can't make it up. Well, crazier than the stories and the books and the anyway, what are you doing?
I would really like to know where that fight started and what our plan is now that we seem to have become your accomplices.
They're following us, aren't they?
Oh no, they're dead. The Imperium doesn't give a shit.
Are you certain about that?
I'll look back past him.
Make perception.
18.
Looking around, you don't see any legionnaires on your tail, so you're fairly certain they're still there dealing with the aftermath.
No, very certain. They're probably dealing with we left a lot of bodies there. It'll take them a little bit of time to catch up. Besides, I know my way around the city.
Lolliput kind of leans against the wall and slides down it so he can kind of start tending to the crossbow bolt in his leg, trying to
Oh,
pull
here,
it
let
out.
me help you with that. I just pull it out.
You take 1 point of arrow removal damage.
We really have to work out what our fantasy swear word is so I can say it right about now.
Fino, that's going to leave a great bad scar. You'll get to show it off at all the taverns and be like, I was in a grand battle. I was led into charge by a centaur mightier than all, who single-handedly dealt with the situation.
Hearing
and I
you
got
say
the
that,
scar.
yes, no, that will be. I can picture it now. I was in a great battle. Just kind of practicing. Yes. Oh, your companion, though. Do we need to go back for him?
Who?
The tall, thin, elf-looking
Oh,
gentleman.
he wasn't with me. I'm attaching the bolt to the necklace. It's I was just sitting there with your bolt.
No.
What?
Wash that off.
It'll dry.
Yes, once it's washed off.
I prestidigitate the blood, and it tears it away.
Thank you. I get back up.
I sniff it.
So gross. Well, we can't go back to the crippled griffin, that's for sure.
Oh, not for a little bit. look, they'll do their patrols. It's normal stuff. They'll do their patrols, and then after a while, they'll kind of forget about it. As long as nobody, gives them too many details about our little group. Otherwise, I'm pretty good at disguises. I could probably make us look like different people next time.
So am I.
That intrigues me. What do I look like? Could you make me like the
We're going to
size
come
of
back to
balls?
that. We're going to circle around and come back to that one.
Okay.
Sorry, we haven't been introduced formally. Lolliput Lothenway, heir to the House of Lothenway, and...
Vidiri, you may know me. I actually look after the lighthouse in the port town, guiding the boats in and out.
So you're local to this town?
From Stormwatch, yes.
Oh.
Yes, and you all seem to know each other. You seem very
I come up
willing
and
to help.
she's touching your hair now. Does it burn her?
Not
She's
yet.
just like,
almost.
Are you like the light? Are you the lighthouse?
I definitely do not know her. And as far as we go, we've shared a drink. That's about the extent of it. I've just got into town today.
Drank them under the table, I did.
I drank with you. You drank.
Yeah, we made up that brand new team, Ares. You can join this team. It's called Ares, named after myself, because I didn't want it to be too long of a name.
I just look around at the delusion around me, and I'm like,
We'll definitely workshop that.
I'm with you. Also, your magic's quite impressive.
I noticed...
Where did you study?
Nowhere. This is just a gift of the House of Lothenway.
Oh, you're one of those.
Don't say it like that.
No, it's fine. Awkward silence for like 2 seconds.
I unfortunately have left all my worldly possessions at the pub.
Well, how about we go back later, but are you guys interested in work? You're new in the city, right?
Fresh in.
We actually already have a plan, a mission.
Okay.
It's actually their mission, but we've commandeered it.
how are you to be trusted? Who are you?
Oh, yes, sorry, my apologies. And she gives like this really big deep bow and goes, I am Lilith Cheshire.
Lilith Cheshire.
And your credentials, your house, your noble title. I expect there's some sort of...
I am of the Cheshire House, as she like, and like we're super famous and stuff. I mean, you probably haven't heard of us. We're like from the deep south. Like,
How far south?
how far south do you know?
Always rolling.
I would like to roll an insight as I try and peel through the layers of deception to see if she's about real south.
Real south.
No, it's 19
19.
plus
Roll.
1.
Oh,
20. Dirty 20.
We see her
Dirty
face
20. You know what? If I can get a nat 20.
Nat 20.
It's worth it. It's worth it.
No.
I know south, and you're no deep souther.
Yeah, but like deeper south than that. Like,
Mother always said that if I came to these lands, I must consort with people not of my usual stature. But work is work. How about we talk once we get back to the tavern?
or we go back to my place and then we get your shit later.
You live here as well.
Oh, well, I'm kind of boarding with some people at the moment, and like they've got work and stuff. They're really friendly. Like they allow me to do stuff like this, and I may have
killed how many people, or tried to kill?
They're criminals.
They were criminals.
They had tattoos.
I'm pretty sure they didn't have children either.
Yeah, didn't
Pretty
like
sure.
No family.
No.
Well,
no, like there was one person.
Who had a family.
had children.
Oh, maybe I was thinking about Doncaster. That's a different person.
And you trust her? Kind of looking for a bit of validation, looking for, I don't know what's true, what's false, looking for...
I don't know much, Vidiri, but in the short time I've been here, I know enough to say that those were gang members, criminals, cutthroats, a lot of them.
Mum did say tattoos mean criminal.
At least she knows her way around.
Yeah, look, I help you, you help me. It's all a good thing, you know. If you want some work, it's like pay forward. Is that the same? Pay it forward. Pay it 1 foot forward, 2 feet forward. One step back,
south.
2 step back.
Pay it deep south style.
It's a
He understands.
with extreme apprehension about the whole.
Vidiri, we have nothing to lose but just hearing the opportunity.
I look back at the ruckus and the dead bodies and the.
All right. Off to the.
They'll be fine.
the
They're down for the long nap. And then I turn around and start walking away.
Speaking of, I'm pretty sure you heard me say dibs on that one there.
I did, but you weren't anywhere near it, so I killed him instead.
I was within spell distance. We can do this while we're walking.
We have this long argument about semantics.
It's like calling shotgun for the passenger seat in the car. I had my hand on the door handle.
Yeah, but no, I saw it first. He was already attacking me. I was in self-defense.
Meanwhile, what has Faustus been doing?
Shots.
So I retired to the Griffin.
Yep.
Spoke to the innkeeper about my regular lodgings, and bought a cup of wine and found a spot near the fireplace to ponder what's been happening and to hatch my next movements. Dojo Master, Ishvanor, is that on the way in any way, shape or form towards the capital?
It is not. It is north.
North, and the capital is in the south.
In the south. Yes. South. The capital.
Okay, interesting. And in terms of distance, is Ishvanor nearer or farther?
Further.
Farther.
Further than the capital, yes.
Yeah, okay. So I look into the hearth of fire, drinking my wine, thinking of one of the bandits, one of the Daggerfall cartel. I noticed as I pulled down, a mask that was covering the face, it was a woman, and I remember this woman because she came to the temple a couple of years previously, and I think I ponder how people can fall into this life, knowing that she'd previously been a farmer's wife, and they'd fallen on hard times. And I'm sitting there thinking about what to do, knowing for certain, because her children were ill, that she had children.
As a part of this reflection, you realise that over the past couple of years, you have noticed that the city is in decline. With the increasing size of the market and trade coming through as the empire expands, more and more criminal gangs are forming up.
More
and more people are being sucked into that life because they can't afford.
I swell my wine and it's speaking to myself. The city is like the blight that is coming for us all. It's in decline, but there may be hope in those travellers that were here. Perhaps I'll see them again. I look outside, hoping to see stars, but it's not quite that late.
No, not quite yet. So it's mid-afternoon now. So we have Faustus having a drink by the fire in the inn. The rest of you are off heading to your hideouts. All right. So Lilith leads the group through the streets of the crossroads and I'll make sure I get the right quarter of the town, right? Into the northern quadrant of the city, and through a few back alleys, leads you to a small sewer entry that she raps on 3 times. There is a responding, an answering knock, and a whole section of the cobblestone, not just the sewer, opens up, leading to stairs downwards. And there is a small, a dwarf woman standing at the door just below the stairs that is obviously the person who knocked back, holding a torch and allows you entry.
I sort of nod at her, and I just stand off to the side and go, after you, guess first.
I limp down the stairs.
You should probably get that looked at.
Is there someone who could help me here? I'm not usually
We
accustomed
have
to
a
fixing
healer
my own.
below. We have
Oh.
a healer below. They
Hello
can
there.
take care of it.
I pointed at her and was like,
Just keep following the path. Mind, it's a bit slippery today.
Stairs have never worried me before.
Roll a dexterity.
You tempted fate with that one.
Maybe
I'm gonna confidently take my step. Alright. 14.
First few steps are a bit iffy and it's wet underfoot, so a little bit slippery, but I was hoping we'd get the giraffe on the ice, but we didn't get that. Managed to catch your feet a few times after a few slips and get used to it and managed to get along pretty easily. Everyone else has no problems at all. Gets down there quite easily. Is a long passage lit on either side by a handful of torches, leading to a heavily barred door, and there are two further guards standing there, two human males. Seeing Lilith approach, they open the doors and allow access. It opens up into a very large chamber with a series of tables and chairs set up like a sort of recreation area and bar. There are only a handful of people present and it is very quiet. And Lilith sees Damien sitting at his normal table in the far back left corner.
Like, how large a space are we talking?
It's roughly about, I'm shocking with feet. I'm going to have to figure out how many basketball hoops it is long.
Yeah, basketball courts as a unit measurement would be.
Yeah, about 60 feet long and probably about 30 wide. It's not that huge though. I was thinking about 90 feet long.
near his desk, is there anywhere where I could jump up sort of high and just sort of perch myself near his position, like a bookcase or just like a ledge or something?
He has a few little workstations and desks not too far away that you can perch up on and hawk over the group.
Yeah, so I kind of I go in first, coming up to him, and as I do, I sort of grab out the box which I acquired from Weller and place it on his table without really saying anything, and then sort of go off to the side and jump up onto one of the workbenches and kind of just wait for him to finish whatever he's doing.
So as you place the box down, he looks up, he looks to the party, the group, and his eyes open a little bit wider, and you notice that at this point in a fairly dim torchlight that the torchlight is sort of reflecting off his obsidian eyes. It looks like a little bit like polished obsidian. He has long, loosely worn jet black hair, partially obscuring elements of his face. But as he sits forward to take in the box that Lilith has placed on the desk, you see that he is a very graceful individual, and his movements are very smooth.
I got what
picks
you
it up
wanted.
and has a look.
Got what you wanted, plus extra. I think we've got some extra hands for helping out with the next thing.
Excellent. I see. Well done on the box.
I was also responsible for the box, so I'm just going to put my name in there as 50%, if not more, of the
You are adorable. What is your name?
I like to think of myself as amazing or awe-inspiring.
If you got me this box, you're on the way to being amazing.
Excellent.
He totally kicked somebody in the nads and they exploded.
I like it.
But yes, the name...
That work for Nad Kickers here.
The name is Ares. Should be heard all over the realm.
Aries. Very well.
As much as I love to hear this back and forth, I am bleeding quite profusely from this leg
Doesn't
wound.
even look like it. Very well. He just raises a hand and a very unholy looking dwarf steps forward.
Oh, God.
Poorly, long, scraggy beard, and you know what? You probably don't know.
He's not going to touch me, is he?
He walks forward and I
What's
can fix it for you.
Oh. You've
No,
had your...
he's going to touch you, but this time, what's the dwarf's name?
His name is Gildred.
But Gildred, this time, heal, don't hurt.
It's more fun the other way.
I know, but he needs healing.
Alright.
He's been sanitized, right? He...
Yeah.
Oh God, no.
Oh my
Go
god.
sewer.
Gildred, your
You can see
breath
that his face is quite grimy and his deep set eyes.
smells like a fishmonger's toilet. Alright, get it over with.
Alright, he reaches out a hand, an oily, disgusting hand, and he'll cast.
Does it have to be oily?
Yep, it does.
Should be noted, we're also in the sewer, so he's been playing with whatever sewer
And
has
you
a-
sewer
hear him
candy.
mutter a prayer beneath his breath.
He's a
does it sound like this? Oh, I'm gonna touch you, you dirty.
murkiness of the sewers come to hit
You should see his familiars. They're like little poo things that he puts together and makes little animals out of them.
Mr. Hankies.
He does cast. Does heal the wound. He heals you 4.
It heals the wound and makes me feel twice as dirty.
all your alcohol like sort of symptoms come
9 points. He heals you for 9 points.
Is that it? Oh, I suppose it's enough. I was hoping for a bit more.
It's a crossbow bolt. What more did it do?
This made me feel sad.
Can't help with that.
Give me a hug.
I could fix it up if you were dead.
Oh, Gildred. Gildred.
I like when they're dead.
I'm going to stand over
Like
here.
he really likes it when they're dead.
Lilith, you're not helping. Oh, hello there. I'm just gonna go talk to this. What's your job? What do you do here? I look back and see Gildred still there.
Oh, still staring. You're still watching.
heading there.
Bending a poo.
Why does he remind me of the mole guy from Atlantis?
Lilith, you said something about the work jobs. Can we go now, please?
Oh well, Damien, what have we got? What have you got for us? And they need to obviously be ingratiated into our circle, so maybe give them the lowdown of our entrepreneurial business or whatever it is that we're doing here.
I'm still just kind of staring at this wound. That's gonna get infected. It's gonna lose that whole leg.
It's already looking gangrene.
It looks worse than it did before.
Vidiri, I think I've gone septic.
You now have rabies.
And then Luke's like,
It's like
write it
we
down.
can cure it until he starts foaming at the mouth, then it's too late for him.
The bad news is you have no control of your character anymore. The good news is you're doing double damage.
Poison damage, disease damage.
Yeah.
Alright. We're talking to Damien about work. There it is. I've got. We need to deliver the box to the buyer. For those of us who are new, our main work here is moving artifacts that we don't want the Empire to know we have, or that even exist. Well, as our main contact, she's good at finding things, she's good at moving things, and we distribute those things to her buyers for her. So this one needs to go north, if you're interested. Otherwise, Ember Heart's pretty close to finding one of our safe houses. You're welcome to go and take care of his little task force for us.
Will Amberheart himself be investigating? Is he
Amberheart,
going to stay
come
in
out of his
his...
ivory tower.
That's what I was
If he
afraid
does,
of.
we'll all be in trouble that day. But until then, I doubt it.
Damien. It was Damien, wasn't it?
It is.
Before this little caper waylaid our plans, I had actually hoped to ingratiate myself with the Adventurers Guild in town.
Yeah.
I don't suppose you have any contacts or any influence there we
Absolutely.
might leverage?
Old Arlo Hightower. He's the head of that Adventurers Guild. I'm sure if you take the delivery job, you'll have something headed, some work in that direction for you as well.
Perhaps a letter of introduction?
I can arrange that.
Then you have my services.
Very well. Excellent. And the rest of you?
You know, I'm just here to continue my renown. as you've clearly heard already, very famous, very popular, very strong. I just want to
Yes, indeed.
keep that train rolling upwards.
Alright, well, you deliver this box for me, and there'll be plenty of gold involved. That might get you a bit more renown. Bit of fighting involved too, I'd say.
Oh, I'm a master at fighting.
Oh, very good. Plenty of
I'm like looking
looks
at
like
it like,
plenty of nads to kick.
Some
he's
guy,
good at that.
Some
Stabbing
guy-
things you
Maybe we
need
could
to
put him
work.
in the arena.
some guy in the crowd shouts, "Hey, there's that horse! He kicked that guy in the dick!"
Oh, in the arena, that'd be interesting.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Arena. I can just picture them all chanting my name. Harry.
Yeah, I got just the fight for him. You interested?
Ah, if the time permits, why not?
Alright, see what to the death it is.
Ah, the only way to have a fight.
Well, Gildred can look after you if you fail.
Ooh.
Oh,
Did look like a
I'd
young
love to see
handsome
that.
folk.
What?
Gildred helping me.
Yes.
Ah, he looks like a. I agree.
You turn around to see, oh, Gildred, and he was just like, yeah.
He's a cleric. He's a good one.
I mean, I can only imagine getting some gnarly scars onto my person, healed with a little bit of septicism, might make me look a little tough.
Oh no, you'll be dead.
Even cooler then.
For Gildred.
Details.
It'll be fine. Even in death, your duty will not end.
As long as my duty is being popular and famous and having everyone chant my name.
Gildred looks like he's covered in duty.
Well,
That's what you get out of it.
Gildred or not, I will stake my name in this realm. Ooh, actually, it's already in this realm. Don't listen to what I just said. I am known.
Anyway, with the Centaur shutting up for 2 seconds, what about you? You're being quiet.
I'm more interested to see how that plays out than anything else at the moment, I'll be honest.
Oh, excellent.
Life or death, that's going to be an adventure.
You're like an observer. You like seeing what happens.
I like watching.
Oh. She just smiles. She's like, good.
Gildred, he thought I was a creepy one.
Yeah, and then I kind of...
He's just teleported behind all of our shoulders whenever we talk about
She's
it.
misty stepping. It's misty stepping.
somehow in everyone's personal space.
We're gonna be out of the sewers. Be like, remember that septic guy?
Yeah, boy. You just feel him near you, but he's not actually there.
Just a
Smell
hot, oily breath on the back of your neck. Be
Yeah.
like, he's been here.
You know he's close.
Well, we've got a couple of errands to run. I'm just waiting for the incident in the marketplace to die down a little bit, but we need to get back to the tavern because Lolliput decided to leave all his shit there. But once we come back...
Do you drink with your backpack on?
Yes.
Which
I don't have my backpack.
Do you have saddlebags?
That's incredibly... Probably... do you?
Yes. Why would I ever get rid of my stuff? I've got 2 backs. Why would I waste one?
Anyway, that answers that question. But can we come back for the orb? Is it on a time limit? Is it one of those ones?
Not time, but quietly. Yes.
Okay, we can be quiet. Well, we'll talk about the Silas problem, but let's go get your shit first. And then maybe we come back and have just a bit of a breather before we move anything anywhere. And yeah, we'll go from there.
I was just working through the 2 backs thing, and I was like, oh, right, halfling back and
2 backs, 2 chest cavities, 2 hearts,
To everything.
2 everything.
I just like it. I love it how
6 limbs.
I love it how Willow Breeze Ares is just such a proud centaur. Like, hell yeah, I'm a centaur.
Yeah, he was the tallest in his village of halflings. He doesn't know about the real world.
Alright.
Alright. Let's go. I'll lead them back out. So I'm going to take them back to the tavern.
Right, so you head back to the... we're in the Crippled Griffin, aren't we?
Yes.
Yes.
I would like to proceed stealthily.
Go ahead and you can roll a stealth check.
Yeah, we'll do. Is it an hour stealth check?
Is it nighttime as well?
It's getting close. The sun is starting to set.
Oh,
Can I
nice.
get really?
That's the first one of those.
First natural 20, everybody! And of course it was me.
With your roll with advantage die.
Yeah, roll with advantage dice. Thank you very much for your awesome dice, Samantha. This is an awesome natural 20 right here. Would you like some sort of like effect on the stream where it like does like a celebration explosion of confetti?
Oh, we can do that.
If you would also like your first
No,
natural
I
20 on the
don't.
table, you must go with these dice. Guaranteed, first 20 on the table.
60% of the time? Every time.
Alright.
So that gives me 25 total.
25,
17.
10, 17.
I had 17 too, actually.
17,
Yeah.
alright. So,
I am
despite some stumbling and rustling from behind, you managed to get through town pretty. I'm assuming this is to pass by any patrols and things like that, unless Lollyfoot is looking to stealth in somewhere where he shouldn't be.
Just trying to kind of make sure I'm not going to walk into the rear of any Imperial Guard patrol.
There are a few occasions when you go to step out on the street and Lilith pulls you back as Imperials go past. But you do largely get back to the inn without any issues. You do find your friend that assisted, let's say.
As they come through the door, who's coming first?
Definitely not me. It's definitely you.
Slamming doors open. I know we were just stealthy, but as soon as we like
The door's
make it to
open.
the little butt kick,
Everyone turns.
Ares has entered the building, everyone.
Hey, it's that guy that kicked the guy in the nuts.
It is the guy that saved the battle, saved the entire town today.
I saw him kick that guy in half!
What's funny about this is, as the doors burst open, I was just about reaching for the door to come out, and I pull back just as you arrive. And at first, because I'm so tall, the doors slam open, and I don't see what opened the doors. I do see Lilith behind, because you're coming behind, right?
I have a 25 stealth.
Walking up the stairs to the...
Yeah,
to the
no,
thing.
I'm just fine.
Lilith
I'm
is
like,
pushing me in the shoulder going, "Dude, like, if I'm stealthy, don't you dare blow up my spot!"
And then my gaze drops, and I greet you with a warm smile and say, "Well met, brave Centaur."
Ah, yes, that is the recognition I deserve. I am the bravest.
There is an air of hero about you.
I walk past and I'm just like, please stop flaring up whatever that ego is.
I put a hand up to
I high five it.
Just
Well met again, Lady Lilith.
Oh, yeah.
What have I done? I forgot.
Well met, Lilith.
Well, met too. What's your name again?
Faustus.
Oh, that's right.
I didn't catch your name. Fine. Not bovine. What's the horse thing? Equine friend.
It's racist.
As my name is known very far and wide, it's Ares. Very tough, very intimidating name.
I was going to say tough and intimidating. It's got that air about it.
Thank you. You know, you are so kind. This is the recognition I've been looking for.
No, we're all looking
I'm glad you can see it.
We're all looking for something. Who are your friends?
I've actually made heaps of friends. This here is V.
V.
Well
met.
you hear from the car.
And I reach out to shake your hand.
Yeah, Vidiri, you were the man who tried to save those people. You knew them.
No, I mean, I've been in Darling I've been coming here for many years.
Why would you help them if you didn't know them?
Why would I help Lilith if I didn't know her?
You didn't help me.
That you know of.
You mean that girl that gave you that sick high five? It seemed like you knew her.
We met briefly earlier today. It seems that Darling is, and I look over towards this new dark elf over here, is changing somewhat. And I give you a wink.
Hello there, friends.
Hello there.
But to answer your question, in my eyes and that of Eldith, we're all brothers and sisters. We turn too quickly to the sword, and we all have people who care about us.
Eldith, you say?
Eldith, indeed.
I pledge my faith to that of Saloon.
Then we have much in common, for my lady pledges hers to Saloon.
Indeed. Maybe we should trade verse or gospel later.
I'd like that.
Right, as I come up and I've got like some beers I give to you, and then I was like, "Will you guys get a room?"
I just like glug.
I was
Yes.
expecting like some dark rich poetry, like, oh, it's doing our like little stuff that we've written. Dark, brooding, dark.
Oh, your name, sir.
Alright, enough of this shit. Chuck over my shoulder. Lolly put Lothenway. To the house, Lothenway.
That sounds incredibly fancy.
It is every bit as fancy as it sounds.
Tell me, is it a beautiful house?
What kind of course? What are you, simple?
Well, I guess it's all a matter of perspective, isn't it? I may be simple to the ways of your land.
Listen, I feel like we've gotten off on the wrong foot.
You look like you've gotten off on the wrong foot, and I noticed the poorly hygienic wound.
Yes.
Somehow getting worse and worse.
You used to be a fancy person, then you took an arrow to the knee.
There's a lot of that going around.
Believe me, if you ever need the healing services of somebody in this town, do not take it from some dirty fish dwarf.
His name is Gildred.
His name is Dirty. Dirty boy who touched my leg.
I can feel like a cold breeze.
Lilith
on the back of my neck.
is just like kind of sitting there, just like laughing.
Come to the bar, friend. What was your name?
Faustus Delafay of the Elder Conclave.
I've had a day. Barkeep, is there any still money left on the tab?
Well, look, I appreciate the offer.
Go on.
I was just leaving. I find myself looking for a caravan, and I look outside. Are there stars now?
Yes.
See the stars. That is a good sign. I find myself heading north.
Okay. Good luck.
Where are you all heading?
To the bar.
To the bar!
He had a tab open that we were drinking from.
Where were we headed? Were we headed north?
Yes.
Well,
That's all we know so far.
I haven't elaborated.
our business is our own, friend. Perhaps we might get to know each other a little bit more over a drink.
Sir, of course. I love a fine wine. But I would say, first of all, I didn't ask your business. I just asked if you were happening to be heading north, because I happen to be heading to the north, and I'm going to see if I can find myself a caravan leaving tomorrow, perhaps. I thought that might be helpful, and on the way, perhaps you could go past the temple and have your wounds seen to.
This is a lot of talking and not a lot of drinking. I'm going over here.
Well, I hope the alcohol sows your wounds, sir. It'll be a fine salve, but should you need more, come and see me. Well, lovely to meet you all. And I'm going to leave now and head to the market to try and find traders heading north towards Ishvanor.
Okay.
I'm gonna yell out, remember, spread my name around. Remember Ares and the cool shit he did.
Yeah, I'll raise a toast to you when I get back. I just need to find a caravan first before I leave on the morrow.
The hell are you going?
Lilith, as I just mentioned, I'm looking
I wasn't
for...
paying attention.
Well, perhaps, and I touch my head knowingly in a sort of telepathic gesture, perhaps you should pay more attention.
No, that doesn't sound like me.
Well, I'll see you when I return.
I kind of like stare at him and I just go, yeah, fair enough.
Meetings and partings, my friend. Meetings and partings as I walk off into the crowd.
What a great fellow. He knew about my great deeds and pretty much my entire life story, I think.
Yay!
Wait, did you say something about a tab?
Yeah, this guy said there was someone with like a... He kept changing the name.
I walk back up and I was just
Someone
like,
with an A.
Lucky, whatever money I put down for these beers, I want it put on his tab and I want it back.
Aldrich's tab!
That's the one.
I swear you were saying Alan before.
Alandrick. Alandrick's tab!
He looks at the ledger. Crumbles has got a bit. Pour a few more drinks.
I go immediately.
Not many left.
I'm going to go immediately to my backpack, which is probably tucked behind the bar somewhere. I don't know. Maybe nobody's picked it up. Maybe somebody has. Maybe DM, you can tell me before I
It's
keep
just
walking.
over in the corner. There's like a little corner just in front of the door to the right.
I run over to open it and pull out all my cravats and check them all for quality. Make sure they haven't been touched or folded in the wrong way, and kind of stow them back in my backpack.
Make a perception check.
Oh. No, not my cravats.
There's a new priest.
Perception.
Someone's taken out and used it as a
16.
napkin.
Vomited.
There
The strange thing is, it's the
everything
same colour
appears
uniforms.
to have been put back or in its normal position, though you swear it's slightly shifted. Though everything is perfectly folded.
If only I knew detect traps.
If only.
They explode.
The spell list is in front of you right now. Why didn't I just get the button?
I put the backpack on my back and it just doesn't feel right. Like something's off.
Yeah, something feels off. You suspect that someone has rifled through your bags.
I look over, I see the bartender wearing a really nice cravat.
Alright.
So,
We have Falsus in the market looking for someone. So roll a perception check for me.
So that is. Where's the thing that says I do the plus? That is
Correct.
11.
It takes a good time. It's probably
It's a high one.
See, it's a high 11. Yeah.
really close to an hour before you've come across a dwarf
no.
who is. Yep.
That's a throwback to
So the
the
wine in the inn is a nice, lovely wine from the jungles of Vedantia. The dwarf over there has cracked the secret to the distilling the local fruits. And
Does he look like he's recently been harassed by a very racist death knight?
Oh, it's a few years past, but no, so you come across a dwarf.
Twilight
who's like,
knowledge.
Aye, I'm headed north. I need some guards for me shipment. I'm headed to Thungaroon.
God, you say.
Sorry, wrong city. Mordun.
What did
You know that is the dwarf capital.
Dwarf capital. Would it be too much out of your way to take a man of faith via Ishvanor? It's about a small way.
It's not too far off the path. Got to pass pretty close by to get north, all the way north to home. I can do that.
I'm a very experienced member of the caravan, so I can assist with mending and healing, on the way.
So it'll be handy if the wagon takes damage. Got a
You
shipment
You've got
of weapons headed north to the dwarf, my hometown.
And when did you depart? And sorry, I didn't catch your name. Faustus Delafay.
I'm Aradin. He reaches out a hand, heavily muscled, and you can see that there are a lot of burn marks and things, looking like he'd be the smith himself, who's made the weapons. He has a lovely braided moustache that comes down over the top of his very long, heavily braided beard, and they combine at the bottom in a nice little, I don't know what we'd call it, like a little like bracelet type thing around the beard, a beard tie. Beautifully adorned with the symbol of Moradin, the All-Father. He's got piercing blue eyes, but a little top knot, and then bald around the top knot.
Well met, Aradin. So what else does the caravan require before you depart? And when did you say you were departing?
I'm after a few more guards. I'll leave whenever I have enough to get north. It's dangerous times up there at the moment with the blight, but hopefully in the morning. You know anyone?
I've heard rumours of this blight. It's what takes me north, if I'm honest.
Most people are going the other way.
I did happen to make the acquaintance of a number of very fine fighters that, perhaps if they find themselves heading this way, they might fit the bill. In particular, there's a mighty centaur named Ares. You might have heard of him.
I have not.
I have
Centaur, you say?
Yeah.
Interesting that they're this far north.
I thought the same, but charming lad, that's for sure. But what I might do, Aradin, is I've got lodgings over at the Griffin. You know the Griffin, right?
I know it well.
If you find yourself over there, come and have a drink.
I don't need a second invitation. Starts walking.
Right. Well, fantastic. And we'll head towards the Griffin, making idle chat.
All right. Anyone doing anything while Faustus is out? Yes.
So by this time, I would say that the tabs run dry.
It has indeed.
So Lolliput sidles up to the bar and says, "Barkeep, I'd like to extend the tab on the good name of my friend the governor.
You know Governor Emberheart?
I'm one of his esteemed inquisitors.
Oh, that's interesting.
You might have seen me in here before with Aldrich's son.
I know Aldrich.
Yeah, he's
Good lad. Got a new family.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a good lad.
He-
He's a bit confused sometimes.
He's a hero in the making.
I don't know about that. But
I've seen it in him. I'm a Inquisitor, I know these things.
Anyway,
Anyway, about this tab, I'd like to extend it on the governor's patronage.
make a persuasion check.
Can I help in? Oh, do you already have advantage on persuasion? Or is it
No, it's performance or deception.
Can I try and help him by like saddling up and being like, the governor assigned him and myself to take care of that banditry that happened out in the square today. Do you not remember that vile villainy that I single-handedly with the Inquisitor stopped?
Oh my gosh, it's the great hero Ares!
Yes!
What are you doing in these? I'm completely surprised and shocked.
Alright, yes, so go ahead, roll advantage.
Persuasion, you said? A natural 20.
Alright, I suppose you did assist in the market, and very well. He pencils
what
into
type
the
of 20
tab
is it? So what type of 20 is it?
The governor is good for a so
You hear a commotion from the back and a kraken appears.
For the viewers at home,
My child.
that is a funny little aside to our one shot from last week.
Ha 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 ha. I still haven't gotten over that.
He cries himself to sleep every night.
Very much. I would like to time this in, if possible, with Falster's return. So
Yeah, we can do that. And he says, I will also open up the top shelf. He pulls out a series of spirits and highly expensive wines and adds them to the bar for you, the tab for you.
So at this stage, I am like that inebriated enough where I'm kind of like, hey! When Falster's kind of comes back in, and I like drape my arm around him. I'm so glad you're back. I felt really guilty about the way I was talking to you earlier. Come have a drink, mate.
It's alright, friend. It's alright. It's alright.
No,
I go with it.
we all got to stick together.
Aradin, meet Lolliput. His last name's a mouthful, but I'm sure he'll tell you.
Aye. Brings you here, Dark Elf.
Whoa.
Not many of your kind here.
Whoa.
I fought with Dark Elves, I got nothing against you.
That's great, I guess. I love being generalized like that. What brings me here is the call to adventure with my trusty friend Ares. Ares.
What's
I am here,
that? It's a centaur, I think.
clearly, the greatest centaur you'll ever see.
I don't know.
Me and him are going to make some names for ourselves in this town and be
I
heroes.
wish you luck.
Aradin, these were some of the adventurers that I mentioned that may
Yes,
perhaps assist with the guarding of the
Yes,
caravan.
Lord.
I know, they've just been on the beers.
You should see me scull a pint. It was
Speaking of,
crazy.
it's a bit dry in here.
Oh, come with me, my friend. We got some top shelf stuff happening now. Barkeep, this drinks.
You tell me there are any dwarves in this drinking party? Just gonna run. I don't know if I've got enough.
Oh, that was at the
Runs
bartender.
his hands. One's up to the bar, pops himself on a stool.
You governor like this guy. He's good.
You know what I like. Keep it coming. Bartender just slides him some ale.
I love this bit where the DM is having a conversation with himself and getting himself drunk and leaving his stores at the same time.
Do I notice where Videri and Lilith are?
Where am I doing?
You first, Victory. You're just hanging out with me. Because I would be at the back throwing daggers at the dartboard. And a point, the beer that I have been procuring has not actually been consumed. I have been finding more elaborate ways to get rid of it and pretend like I'm drinking with everybody else.
With like lollipop constantly coming over here.
And I notice yours is like a little bit like low, so it's like in the left hand. I'm like pull you in, and I just gotta like pour some of it into your glass, and then sort of just be like, yeah, clink.
So I'll walk over, watching Lilith throw these things. That's mighty impressive, that throw, Lilith. Videri, have you all secured lodgings for the evening?
I believe we're staying here.
But have you organised rooms?
No.
No. Well, I depart tomorrow, but my room is large, and there's usually enough space in there.
We're not having an orgy with you. I'll walk out.
Well, I mean, you said it, so you must have thought it. And I tap my temple again. But yes, you'd be welcome, particularly because I know this time of year it gets hard to find lodgings, although there are several other places. So talk to the innkeeper if you would like to share my rooms with me while I'm here. I have to ask you, Lilith, I'd never heard anything quite like what was inside your mind.
You inside my mind?
I was.
That must have been an experience for you.
It certainly was. I've never heard such a... I don't know how to quite describe it.
Cacophony of...
Chaos?
Yes.
Certainly different.
Mm.
Is murder your way of life?
It's a way of life.
And how did you come to find it?
So the Deep South. You know the Deep South? How far south do you know?
I've travelled in my time.
Oh, okay, well then, like, deeper than that. It's like cutthroat. Like, totally, everybody there is, like, just out to kill one another. And if you don't survive, then you will get killed. And it's survival of the fittest, Darwinius. That was the scholar. He said that.
Great weed.
Interesting. So a survivor then, Lilith?
If I have to be.
Well, I can see how you can survive. You fought well in the square.
I will take that as a compliment.
It was intended to be one. Videri, what do you do? Why are you here, darling?
Oh, I've been looking after the port city for much of my life.
Stormwatch.
Lighthouse.
Right.
Making sure the ships come in.
She's the light.
Unharmed. Often at night I sit in quite a meditative pose.
Because she's a fight to us.
Wait, are you serious? You sit in the lighthouse and you're the light?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm
sure you've seen me before.
Perhaps, but and so I need to get the mental image of this. It's a lighthouse, but you sit atop it meditating.
At the nighttime, yeah, right.
Right.
The big magnifying glass.
Right.
So
get back. It's funny. I've travelled these lands for perhaps the last 50 years, and you still discover new things. I had no idea that was really quite how that worked.
Passed down through my family. I don't come out much. I don't see the need of it. I can protect and watch and make sure everything goes well from my post, but only just recent things have changed.
So what happens when you're not there? Does the light just go out? Is there a roster? How does one take a lunch break?
We do have quite a large family that help. We sustain the protection of the area.
Right, what's your family's name again? Ah, yes, I've heard of that.
Will you stop badgering her? She's not staying in your room either.
Lilith, I want to dispose you of this notion that there's anything sexual about my invitation. I'm merely here to help. It's not my room, it's my rooms, plural. So you don't have to share my room or my bed, Lilith.
Ew.
Well, come on, you're exposed to all sorts of dark things. You said yourself you're a survivor. Maybe you'd survive that? No, I wouldn't either. Well, I thank you and your family for your service. Stormwatch is important. And yes, times have changed. They've darkened this last 30 years, but particularly lately. So if you're in need, you have my offer. I'll be heading north tomorrow. Fetched a position myself in a caravan. Common thing that I do. So that's how I've travelled most of Etheria.
Did you bring that man into the bar? The one sitting there
Arlen,
drinking?
the dwarf? Yeah, fine fellow.
Right.
Hard worker. And you should see his hands. Clearly he's been tending the forge for decades. But yes, he's heading north and he needs guards, and I need to find my way to Ishvanor and understand more about this blight. So that's my plan. I would really like to see the Dark Elf get some proper help about his leg, but he seems adamant that he's going to drink his way through it.
It's like the third dagger again hits it. I'm just like, why the rush? Why do you need to go tomorrow?
Well, these matters don't wait. I mean, you might see the need to act quickly and murder a set of thugs in the square. But
Self-defense, thank you. They'll attack me first.
I'm not sure if that's how I describe the situation. But certainly, you guys did come into conflict, and that is the way of the world. But moments like that pass. Things like this blight speak to matters turning far broader than a squabble in the market square over something taken from Wellis. And I fix you with a knowing look.
I'm just like, kind of get the thing and I put the daggers away. I think somebody needs a Taroka reading.
I might pass.
Scared of your own future?
No, I know my future. It's the same as all of us.
Death.
Well,
So
ultimately,
you got your answer for why everybody gets killed.
meetings and partings, my friend. Meetings and partings. Just as we meet each other, we will leave this world.
Sure.
And if you can find some solace and sympathy in the cards, more power to you. I find my own solace in prayer. You find it somewhere else. You're a survivor. I admire that about you, Lilith. Can I do a dex save to not be bitten? And I pass.
Nice.
But no, there is no rush. It's just, it's a time for deliberation. And once I heard the whispers, these matters should not be left unattended to. And perhaps in some small way I can bring some harmony to it. But I know not enough. Only that there is somebody who knows more, and the blight itself seems to be coming from the north. So perhaps should I travel that way, I may be able to be of some aid. But we'll see. That's tomorrow. For now, I think wine. I'd like to get to know our Centaur friend a little more.
The travelling of north, Damien, it was kind of like town over or just in the city north?
Don't know.
Yeah, it didn't actually specify, did he? Sort of as you leave, you talk a lot of funny things, and I like that actually. It's
Wait, I talk funny things?
you talk funny things. Yeah.
I've read a lot of books, let me tell you.
So have I. See, that's something we have in common.
I like that.
We
We must travel to different libraries.
Oh, yes, definitely. No, you guys don't have the library I went to. You seem like you've got your head on straight and could be of assistance. Maybe we could help each other. If you delay a little bit or can assist with something, we have tasks as well that might coincide. Perhaps it's kind of like a help me, help you type situation. You need guards, we come and be guards, and help murder creatures that try to murder you first. You know, self-defense wise and all that jazz.
Well, Lilith, to be clear, once again, I don't need guards. Aradin needs guards, and
Exactly.
you'll have to convince him when to leave. I have a good feeling about Aradin. So, should he want to delay, then that would be to him.
Could we cut to Aradin, like, lying on the bar stool with a bottle of whiskey in each nostril?
I get drunk quick.
Seeing the state Aradin's in, and it's possible that we'll be delayed regardless.
Well, while he recovers tomorrow, then we have a few little tasks to do around town. Then once my benefactor's been sated, then I'll come and help you out for a bit.
Sated?
We can continue this lovely banter of you trying to convert me to some sort of whimsical sort of ideology that you have.
There is no conversion here. You are you. I would not seek to change you.
Oh, well, then I don't give a shit about you. Go away.
I do like you, Lilith. That chaos is interesting. You need balance in life.
Chaos is life. The universe is chaos. There is nothing else. You sure you don't want that card reading?
Imagine a pendulum swinging, Lilith. It swings both ways. Harmony is what brings it
Life
back
does
into
not
balance.
swing just one way or another. It swings left, right, up, down, forwards, backwards, always twirling towards disaster.
Semantics, Lilith. Semantics. But I see what you mean. And in your own way, you speak, the truth is the same. But that is your truth. And I admire you for expressing it.
Now I'm sold. We're definitely going to fuck tonight.
I think that highly unlikely, but I appreciate the thought.
Well, anyway. And I walk back, like, trying to really, like, swing that
What?
axe
What was the job?
We'll talk in the morning! I'm actually going to leave and go back to Damon's, which leaves these guys to do whatever they want.
Alright. So you head back to Davian's. Anyone else doing anything in the tavern?
I'm pretty sure I'm passed out by now.
I want to play the knifey game with Lord Sheshi. Sheshi, put your hand out.
I'm not Sheshi. I'm Sheshi.
You play the knifey game.
I'm trying to get a room key.
I have done this with
He's in
fairy hands. I can do it.
Good.
I trust you. I cast mage armor on myself before that happens.
You roll a perception check. Let me
6.
get this. You just don't look up the stars. You don't notice anything unusual.
Doesn't hit.
Tonight.
I get like the knife stuck in the first sort of like spot. Can't wedge it out. Be like, and that's how you play the knifey. Yes.
Smash cut. 2 in the morning.
Alright, so.
Sorry, Fidiri, did you want to do anything?
I was good.
Jesus, like, you know what? That was enough of that.
They want to join the
Has
bar.
booked her own
Leslie
room,
Nice
has
office.
gotten her own, procured her own room and headed and retired for the night. You head back to Damien. He's still at his desk working through paperwork and counting coin. You're back.
Yes, I just want to... So they're sorted.
Very well. Excellent.
So how far north do we need to go? And how desperately do you need those Silas people dealt with?
Well, we're getting close to uncovering a few of the safe houses. We've cleared them out. There's nothing incriminating in them, but it'd be nice to still be able to use them. He's got a group of about 4 or 5 Templars in there that we need to get rid of. They're operating out of the Gilded Mare. Quietly. We'll all hell down on us if they're caught killing Imperials.
And if I just so, and I kind of like slide on in and just sort of like start playing with a couple things on the table. If I do this, then we're square. Is that?
Get rid of those Imperials. Absolutely.
And I can okay. And the north thing, how north?
How north? Up with the elves.
Oh, that. Oh,
About, what's that?
oh,
7 or 8 days on foot.
right. Going to see the Drathill. Got it.
Yes.
I met a few today. They're very interesting folk. Okay, well, I'm going to go to bed and talk to my crew about sorting out our little problem and getting my debt squared away, and then I will sort out Welland's thing.
Raynog's your contact.
What city of the elves? The
Ishvanor.
Ishvanor.
Yes.
Yeah.
You should find him at the Madcap. It's a little tavern down in one of the outer rings of the city.
Yep. Well, I'm going to go to bed.
Very well.
Gildred, stay out of my room!
Touch everything.
She gets to the door and
Is
she
there
just looks in and she's
anyone else
like,
would like to before retiring to the nuts?
Passed out. for
Passed
sure.
out. Passed out.
I will spend the evening in trance.
All right. So as you meditate and call upon your god, and I'm just having a something open that document.
Erin and I passed out
Um,
midway through.
Eldath.
I've got it without changing the things. All right. So you have that same dream that's been happening in the past. See that image of that pulsating black heart wrapped in decaying vines and other soil plant matter, covering that soft green glow. The heart starts to pulse. Boom, boom. Speed picking up. Boom, boom, boom. Suddenly a green vine whips out towards you, waking up, and you find a piercing and burning sensation on your left ankle. Looking down, you can see that there's a little small burn mark. It hasn't done any damage, but clearly there's some connection between that vision and your current path. You get that feeling from Eldath. Alright. Anything else that you'd like to do after that? Or
No, I think quietly pondering how magically a dream vine burnt my leg is probably going to do me for the evening.
Alright. So we might call it there for the first session. And that's a good time to stop. Everyone's sort of resting now. So
Yep.
thank you everyone for joining
Resting.
and joining the conclave on our first live stream. Thank you for all the love. And the chat was on fire early on.
Well, they've all fallen asleep.
Yes, thank you for joining us, and we will see you again next Thursday. Thank you very much.
Everybody!
Bye. Bye.